with all aspects to his game, leadership, face-offs, defensive play, offensive play. His line is, I think as far as like offense goes and generating offense, are one of the top ones in the league. And so, just a really good thing for him. He's earned it and deserved it. So happy for him.
Did you have any say in who they were replacement with?
No.
Were you asked?
No. But you got the right guy. So.
Filipino currently on his way back to New York, or is already there. Just has that made a timeline sort of come into picture yet?
No. He's back and he's progressing, and our doctors will let us know when he's cleared. But no timeline. No timeline.
As far as like getting on the ice.
There you go. No timeline. Well, he's been out on the ice. I mean, you've seen that on the video.
I mean, with the guys.
No timeline right now.
Yeah.
What? I don't want to get too far ahead of us, but when he does come back, what does that mean? What would that mean to this group?
That's kind of a hypothetical, isn't it? So he's been a good player for us, and so he's a guy that we count on in a lot of different situations. So when the doctors do clear him and he has that opportunity, that'll be a positive thing for our group.
If I could switch sort of gears from that,
Mm-hmm.
to ask you a little bit about Kako.
Yeah.
Didn't get a lot of ice time last game. I know you changed up the lines
Yeah.
and the rotations. Is he not doing something that he needs to be doing, or is it something that you need to talk
So
about?
I thought when he came back, he had some chances, especially in that first game, scored in the second game. The way the game went in the back-to-back situation, it didn't go our way than the night before. It came back, we found ourselves 2-0. I moved the lines around, and it just panned down to him in that position. And he continued to play. It's just that when you're chasing a game and you're behind the game, it's like you're getting the top two lines out there all the time. So I'd like to see him, continue to push from an impact in the game offensively when he can. But again, he was in the rotation. It's just that sometimes when you're chasing the game, you're going in a different direction with different lines.
But in the 5 games that he's played since he's come back, how's he look to you overall?
Like I said, in the first couple games, I noticed him from an offensive impact. He had chances to score in that first game. I believe he did in the second game, if I'm correct on the timing of it. And then in the back-to-back situation, I thought that we were off in the first period. We kind of fought back in the game. We went down quickly. I thought we pushed that entire game. We had talked to the players about it. That game in Anaheim was just a hard game, based on the fact that it hasn't been easy. And you get down 2-0 right away, and so we moved the lines around and made some changes. Tried to keep everybody in the mix because we played the night before, so you're trying to keep energy, but you're also chasing the game from a standpoint of trying to win it. And that puts Trocheck's line out on the ice a lot. It puts Meek out on the ice a lot. And the power plays on the ice a lot, and so you're pushing. And then we went back to a roll and a rotation. Once we got the lead, we went back to it and finished out the game. So again, it was just more circumstances, but I would like to see him continue to push offensively.
And you mentioned back-to-back, San Jose's on that. So
Yeah.
when you're the rested team playing the tired team,
Yeah.
are there things that you try to do or try to make sure that you do?
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we talked about. I mean, that tired team's kicked our tail 3 times, I think, this year. So I don't know if we can, right? I don't know if we can read into that because we've played a team that's played the night before while we've been fresh, and we haven't done very well. And I can't explain that, just like I can't explain the back-to-back when our record is a winning record. But I know that there's things that we have to do inside the game tonight that we talked about this morning in order to be successful, and I think they're going to be really important to the game itself. So I know that anybody beats anybody on any given night, regardless of the circumstance. And if we're not ready to play and play the game with some urgency the way we did the other night to stay into that Anaheim game and fight for it the entire game, and then you find yourself not happy at the end of the night. But there's been I thought we need to build off of that last game because I thought we did a lot of good things with regard to staying on point.
Look like the same lineup tonight,
Yes.
and you were in that.
Yes.
Just one more with regard to that, because kind of going off what Colin said, we've seen some games where you've made changes within the game looking for a spark, that
Yeah.
sort of a thing. But
Rarely. I think
Yeah.
I think 2 or 3 out of 46 or
That's-
wherever
Yeah.
we're at 46.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's where I
like
was
Two,
going.
2 or 3.
The consistency, not just the lines
Yeah.
between pairs. I mean,
Yeah.
has that been an important thing for you to want to keep that?
I think that there's been some really good things that have happened this year inside of having some consistency, and at times, the odd time, I think it's been a time to mix it up and to try and look in a different direction, just to shake it, different view. There's something about changing the view every once in a while that I think can be good, and that's just the way that this year's gone. I can't say that I've always been this consistent as a coach. There's been years where it's moved a lot more. You're not finding the success. There's not the production. There's not, even if it's not production, there's not the opportunity and the chances that are happening, or you're giving up too much defensively, so you're moving and you're trying to find it. But we came out of the gate with a set of lines. We've had to deal with injury, so it's moved on injury. But
Yeah.
to what you're talking about, like the other night when there was a
Skeleton.
shakeup inside the game, it's only happened a couple times, and I think that's because for the most part we have been pretty consistent. Even in some of the losses that have happened recently, there was, go back to the Montreal game and the 2 or 3 games that followed that, I thought that we were hunting. We had 45, 47, 48 shots, and we weren't giving up that much, but the game wasn't going our way. When the game's not going our way, that's a time when maybe you shake it up and move it around in a different direction.